what I do when no one's around. My legs just basically do this and don't sway too much, because what happens is when I sway, because you're introducing new pathways. It's a beautiful fall day and I've got a few extra hours on the range today, so I figured I'd show you what I do when no one's around, when I got time for myself, sort of a little bit of a behind the scenes video of how my practice sessions look like. So I always start with some wedges, some half shots. I like to call it shoulder length wedge shots. That gets me going, gets me into the rhythm. Makes me feel the club, feel the swing. Now once I've hit a few sort of warm-up shots, then I start thinking about, okay, what is it that I want to pay attention to? And right now, the thing I'm working on is my takeaway. My takeaway has been too much sort of this way and too far inside. So now I'm just trying to have my legs very still. I try to have a feeling as if my legs just basically do this and don't sway too much, because what happens is when I sway too far this way, obviously this is an exaggeration, but when I go this way, then it's very hard to bring this back, and then what naturally happens is this, and then what happens to your club, see how you come across. So this is what I'm trying to pay attention to. Just keeping my legs sort of rotate here instead of swaying too much. Then once I've hit some wedges, once I'm warmed up, then I take my short irons. I like to take my 9 or my 8 iron. And now here, same thing applies. I work on the same things. It becomes more prominent here when I do it correctly versus when I don't do it right. Now that felt good. So in addition to the legs, I also pay attention to my head, because see how my head is not on the same height, but like lifts up. That was my tendency. So I really try to pay attention that when I do start my backswing, that my head stays in the same position, just here, okay? And this is where the separation between your lower body and your upper body really plays a role, because you want that separation. You want your body, your upper body, needs to sway a little bit here, whereas your lower body has to stay pretty much on the same vertical. So this is keeping my head still. See how my legs are kind of stay here, and then my upper body moves a little bit this way, all while my head stays on the same height. Okay, this one wasn't good. I stayed behind. Much better this one. I'll then hit a few short irons, then I'll move on. I'll hardly ever hit every iron in my bag. I will just, some days I'll hit a 9 iron, a 7, and a 5. And then the other days I'll hit an 8, 6, and 4. So I just kind of mix it around. When I'm working on my technique, what helps me is the dry rehearsal. So not just hitting balls, thinking about working on technique, but dry rehearsals where you really do it slow motion, you really think about the movement that you want to achieve. So here I said I'm paying attention to my head, my legs, and my upper body. So these are 3 things I need to pay attention to. So here we go. See, that was good. But it's, when you do it slowly, it's much easier to do than when you do a fast motion. This was really good. So yeah, when I work on my technique, I'd much rather hit 15 balls and rehearse before each one than hit 30. Sorry guys, my storage was full, so my video stopped. As I was saying, I'd much rather hit 15 balls and rehearse after and before each shot than just hit 30 balls without rehearsing when I'm working on my technique. After I hit my 5 or 4 iron, I'll go to either a 3 or a 2 iron, which I have both. So keeping my head same height. There. You know, it's quite mentally demanding when you do work on your technique because you're introducing new pathways and you're introducing new movements which your brain need to get used to. And of course, you're gonna have some bad shots, but don't let that discourage you from changing what needs to be changed in order for you to then play better golf. And then in the end, of course, I end with some woods and driver. Now this range, unfortunately, we cannot hit woods and drivers, so I'm just gonna hit one, just so I hit one. But yeah, this was really good. So this is a little behind the scenes into what I currently am working on, and sort of now you get the idea of how I approach my range session. But hopefully you learned something, or maybe you just enjoyed watching the video, watching me swing. Thank you for watching. Again, comment below if you like this style of videos. And what can I say? I'm gonna go enjoy the sun a bit more. It's fall, it's November, and I'm in my short sleeve. And yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy this one. So guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.